Hey everybody, how's it going? I feel really bad.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good, man.
No, that was a twist and a half.
Bernard. Problem with this is we pointed out all the evidence.
Okay, no, hold on. Wait a second. This is like, we usually soft say spoilers. This is a hard spoilers. If you have an idea of listening to us because you don't think we go over it, and like, this is like all stops right here. If you haven't watched this episode, watch it before you listen to us.
Yeah, so Bernard is a host.
Yeah.
You know, we've been talking about it. Obviously, you know, the picture, there's two people and there's an empty spot. In the last episode, Ford kind of appeared out of nowhere. His origin story doesn't really add up to the technology that they have in this environment. His son should have survived. And it was inevitable. And I'm beating myself up over it because I listened to myself in last week in the analysis video, and I want to punch myself in the face because I'm like, I don't know, guys, it's 50-50. Like, no, it's not. I from now on, I really need to look at the evidence and just go with it, like I have been with the timeline theory and William, because you know the evidence was there.
No, but like, yeah, okay, he's a host, and I agreed to a certain point. I did not see that coming at all, though. I did not think he was going to be this kind of host,
especially in the fashion that he did.
Oh my God. He
got fired, and then, you know, he's like, hey, Teresa, we need to go check on this thing, this Sector 17.
No, but that wasn't him.
And yeah,
you're attributing it to him.
And then they go, and then he's like, let me just take off my tie, Teresa. And then it's like, he doesn't strangle her. He smacks her head against the wall like twice. That's like the host move.
Okay, I have to point this out. If any of you have seen Silence of the Lambs, this is the quintessential Anthony Hopkins creepy scene from in the 80s, and this is what made his career, I'm pretty sure. It is part and parcel, almost the exact same set piece where this all goes down.
I think they did that purposely.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I think it's really important to see the fact that he isn't behind a jail cell in this.
I would just say it had to be the creepiest moment, and they just went full psychological. Everybody knows Anthony Hopkins to be creepy, and they know if it's gonna be creepy, it's gonna be in the most creepiest scene he's ever done.
But it's so sad, so sad. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight
because fucked.
I really grew attached to Bernard, and you know, you can still, of course, he's a host, but he's still somebody. You know, you can still be attached to him, but it's just so sad to see him not in control of his emotions. You know. And now that I'm so, like, I love Bernard so much, fuck Ford. Like, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, Ford's
fuck Ford.
Full evil.
You know, Teresa was a problem. Okay, she's gone. Perfect. It's time for the hosts to uprise. And who knows what happened to Elsie, you know? She got choke held, and now she's on leave.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'm hanging on to hope here. We saw something in the preview coming up where he's questioning why he killed her. So again, it goes back to my thing where hosts are affected by stressful situations. So maybe because he made him kill her, it's going to set in motion something that's going to make him have an edge on Ford.
I think
hope.
Yeah, I think
guys, hope.
I think this event will really change Bernard in an aspect. He's obviously very human, but so are all the other characters.
No, but he's a handcrafted Ford, it seems like.
Or a handcrafted Arnold.
I don't think. I don't think so.
But why would he seek out Dolores and try and put her on the course of the maze?
Yeah, true.
It's like we're gonna have to reevaluate all these episodes.
Actually,
now.
no, you're right, because Dolores was in the blueprints before she found Ford, so that might have been Arnold's blueprints.
Yeah, so we really got to look at now everything that Bernard has done. We got to apply.
He could be fucking Arnold.
Huh?
He could be Arnold.
Uh-huh.
That could be it. Like, he could be in the part of Arnold.
Oh, but it's Bernard.
No, I know, but, like, I know everyone's been saying that, but, like, that's what I was hoping for, right? Like, I was hoping that he would be a host, but an Arnold nice host, like Dolores, it seems like. But he's fucking a kill puppet for Ford. Like, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
This episode was crazy.
I need to mention Elsie because, you know, she got choke held, and your stupid prediction, it's actually Ashley. I don't think so. I thought.
Hey, but they never killed anyone like in this fashion before.
Yeah, but I'm convinced now it is a host that Ford has created in his little little laboratory.
No, see, I'm still holding out hope. I'm holding out hope.
No,
that
but I don't
someone
think.
intercepted
No, but
her.
I don't think that she's dead. I think Ford might have intercepted her because she was getting onto something and she didn't want to endanger her because she's a programmer. That's pretty much on Ford's side. She works for Bernard. Bernard hired her.
Yeah.
And Ford has no motive or intention to, kill her because she was actually on the right track of discovering what Teresa and all them were actually doing.
Yeah.
But she did come onto the trail of Arnold, though. So
yeah, but she's being a little Nancy Drew, and any story she seems like she would run to the presses with.
Oh
So
my God.
There could be an interrogation scene coming up.
But yeah, in this episode, the business aspect, they try to take over. Teresa and this stupid bitch who's sleeping with Hector, she's crazy, by the way. They tried to...
I don't know anymore. I thought that was how they put her up to, but fuck, if Ford is doing what he's doing, he's an evil man.
That's okay, though. He does it in private.
Oh, fuck.
So
That's brutal.
So they staged this Clementine attack to try and, get Ford, push Bernard out, fire him, obviously, and then obviously get Ford to have a forced retire so they can just take all the information, take all the data, and take over the park. And then, who knew that would lead to her death? So, wow.
Nobody.
That was crazy. So, and while that was happening, we look over at Maeve's side, and, Maeve is pretty much 100% uncontrollable now. She shuts down the piano. She doesn't even freeze when they walk in anymore.
No, and she gets ready to attack.
Yeah, she's ready. And then they end up taking Clementine. And then she just kind of stands there like, oh, okay. And then she pretty much gets in panic mode and she tries to save Clementine, but she ends up seeing her while she's being decommissioned. And then she comes to the realization that she really wants to leave and she threatens these guys. Do you think these guys are actually going to try and set her free?
They have no choice, really.
Yes, I'd be interested to see. I think Maeve is really going to start, leading this uprising, whether she talks to hosts about it or maybe I have no idea.
I think she's gonna have to meet up with Dolores to figure it out, to get people to full on revolt. But I have a feeling her and Bernard are gonna cross paths now, somehow, because I think Bernard's gonna be questioning his whole fucking reality now.
I think he may get to that point where he really starts to question things. Yeah. And it was so sad when he looked at the pages and he's like, what is this? I don't see anything.
Yeah.
It is,
that
so
was
sad.
the whole thing. Like, we don't see what Arnold looks like because we saw it through Bernard's eyes, and it was such an obvious thing now.
But then this raises so many questions, like when Ford talked to Bernard in episode 3 and said, the hosts aren't real, Bernard. Like, just because you're so upset about your son doesn't mean you have to become really emotionally attached to these hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of uses his son as kind of a way of turning him off or maybe dismissing him in a sense, right? So that almost suggests that Bernard was acting in his own self-interest and pursuing Dolores and developing this relationship with Dolores, unless Ford had a hand in that too. But I don't know. It's just a question of how much intelligence does Bernard have on his own without Ford interfering, even though they made it pretty clear that Ford has a lot of control over Bernard.
Well, see, there's a little exchange right before they killed Teresa where he's like, oh, were you back there, Bernard? Like, he asked him, were you back when me and Arnold were like gods? And he's like, I don't think you were. Almost like he doesn't care about Bernard. So it could pay a little bit more on that side that Arnold was the creator of Bernard, which then he has some sort of light code in him. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm hoping
interesting.
for, man.
What makes the blueprints down there? And then I just wonder what that does to Bernard's character. Are they just going to dismiss him entirely now as just like the host where Ford just brings him in and puts him into analysis, or are we going to still see that very human side of Bernard? But it'll be interesting to see what arc he goes on.
Well, I got the full-on murder creeps when they were down there, but I felt like I noticed, and then we just watched it 20 minutes ago, and that wasn't the most pressing thing at the time where they were in the kill cellar, but it looked like Ford was redoing the kid.
Yeah, it was
Right?
a smaller host.
Right? It looked like it was a smaller skeleton, so he's like, I still think he's like on the pursuit of Arnold, and he's like, I can't fucking have myself as a kid as Arnold because he's dangerous, so he killed the dog, so he's redoing him.
He's redoing his own creation. He could be creating, this doesn't make any sense, but why not throw it out there, creating Bernard's kid? Here, Bernard, changing your
a bargaining
backstory.
chip? Like, to keep
I don't think it would be as a
quiet?
bargaining chip, maybe. But, see, I don't think
man.
he wouldn't do that because Bernard's kid is pretty much collateral. Like it's his
I
whole
think that's
backstory and purpose being there.
Ford's undoing is programming the kid for Bernard, because it's a love conquers all type of thing, and then stress and love seem to be the things that mess Code up.
Yes, and emotion. So definitely we're going to be seeing, all these things make them so real, and he's actually obviously looked up. He's going to be upset about Teresa probably when Ford explains it to him, and it's this emotion that really cracks their code. Like we said about Abernathy and over again, the love that he had for Dolores cracked the code of his ability to perceive the image.
Yeah.
So the reason he saw that is because of his love for Dolores. So you're going to see these conflicting things. The code that they program is going to be broken because of the human emotion that they're also trying to influence on their host. Man, that sounded so intelligent. Anyways,
I was honestly fading out because I was thinking of because it's so hard to reconcile that Bernard's a host now. I know he's
So sad.
probably like a hand-crafted Ford model, because
I'm sad.
it's hard.
It's
man.
tough, man. I'm heartbroken. But anyways, let's just talk about Dolores and William.
Yeah.
Something a little bit more happy. I'm really enjoying their relationship, even though it's over now, and it's I know it's gonna end in tragedy, and I'm gonna be just as upset, even more upset.
Yeah. I'd say that's 2 episodes away now.
Because we know that Dolores is gonna end up alone, and the Man in Black is gonna be going to this park that he knows is artificial, spending millions and millions of dollars just to have that moment with his love of his life that he's never gonna get back.
Yeah.
But so they really go on a love adventure. They go on a train, they bone, and then they have to. And she draws these mountains. I don't know how, but she drew it on like some kind of mat. I don't know what it was, but it
was like
great.
a cover for like when you would cover up a car.
Yeah, it's so funny how perfect they made her. She's like, oh, I used to do some painting, and then you look at it and it's like this amazing Bob Ross mountains.
But she drew it on an uneven
canvas. I know.
Where you don't know what's underneath, and it could be soft and spot. It's weird.
I know. So then, obviously, because of all this that's happening, William's like, I don't want to go home. He's like, I know the real me now. I don't have to pretend. Which it's the progression, guys. We're gonna see him progress into this Man in Black figure.
Well, we're beating a dead horse with that. But yeah.
I know, but whatever.
I know. And he's yucking it up with Buddy at the card table. So.
Yeah, and the mannerisms, dude. I pointed the mannerisms to me were spot on.
Yeah.
They seemed so there. Just certain looks he gave were very Man in Black-esque. So I really found that interesting. And they get caught by all these Confederates. They stack rocks up on the tracks. They have to stop the train. They escape by using that guy,
Nitro Boy,
and they blew him up as a distraction. They took off, and then the natives came in. It was just craziness. I absolutely loved it.
Is it me, or would you be so much more scared of the natives? I would be so scared to get tomahawked and shot with an arrow, and then just brutally beaten.
They're more skilled. They're more proficient with their arrows. They can do they hold 4 arrows in their hands, and they fire they can fire them fast, man.
No, I know, but why is it so much scarier? There's dudes with guns chasing you, but when the natives show up, it'd be so scary.
Because the natives don't give an F.
No, and they fucking fuck them up, and they fucked everything up there.
Yeah, so
but just in time though.
Oh yeah, after all that, they finally find the beautiful
valley
that she painted, and then they split with Lazo.
Well, Lazo says
Lawrence.
That's the point of no return.
And he's like, you better ask the dust.
Yeah.
So then they still decide to go because obviously, that Arnold is speaking somewhat through Dolores. You have to come to this place, and I think it's pretty obvious here. This is pretty much the entrance to the maze, possibly.
I would say gateway.
The gateway to the maze, and it seems so beautiful. There's grass, and then I think we get a glimpse of a town coming forward. It'll be really interesting to see what happens, and she may hit that spot and not want to leave, but the only thing that I do know is that this show, well, I don't know it, but I think I know it. Of course I do. I think it's going to end with, Dolores having to make a particular decision. We've seen a gun up against her head in, the first trailer.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe
that's
the first
vision
move
of her showing something.
Yes, of her in the present is seeing that in the past. And whatever that Arnold wants her to do, she will be stopped by William. And, that will result in him saving the park it'll result in Dolores being put on her very strict loop because Ford refuses to decommission her.
Yeah.
And then that will result in the Man in Black returning to this, place where the woman who he fell in love with doesn't remember him.
Yeah.
And she's in love waiting for this man who resembles him so much. And every time he wants to have a moment with this woman he loves, he has to kill his past self.
Yeah.
It's a very tragic story.
Brutal. But fucking Ford, it's all fits together perfectly because of how evil Ford is. But we glazed over something. After the morning hello, she says, "I'm not a key." But obviously, she is a key. They bone down. She draws the mountains of where they need to go.
Yep.
So, again, love and stress break code for these things. And love was the emotion she was experiencing. She was able to draw the mountains for where the next step is.
Yeah, because she told him. She's like, I always drew what I knew.
Yeah.
And now I want to draw something that I've never experienced before, something that I dream of, and she drew that, and then that was the result in what they ended up finding at the end of the episode.
So then it's back to, now we know what happens behind the closed door with the Men in Black.
Yeah.
He gets her amped up and then flips it on it. Flips it on her.
Yeah.
Not literally.
But yeah, I'm upset, guys. I'm upset.
Who wouldn't be, man?
Well,
Bernard's such I thought he was gonna fucking discover information,
man,
not be the information.
I'm sitting here talking about Bernard, and I look at our thumbnail for our last video. He's just he's such a nice guy, and I don't feel good. I don't like this, man.
Man, I hope he goes full Maeve. He's gotta go full Maeve.
They deserve it. They deserve it. I'm 100%, man. I'm on the Android side.
Oh man, fucking Ford better get the worst death.
Man, I know another sad moment is coming. Cause I love William too, man. I love Dolores and I love William, and now I know I'm gonna see that tragic story, and I'm gonna see William become this man that I don't really care about right now, and why am I watching this? I'm gonna be upset.
Voldemort or Voldemort? What do you want to call him? Because I want to see him die so bad now. He's fucking awful. He's awful. He's psychologically a dick anyways, and now he's full of evil.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Whoa,
He's
is
a real
master.
Peenie. We're gonna end that there. We're gonna end that there. I'm done. You have anything else to add?
No, I'm pissed at Ford. God damn Bernard. Fight your code.
See you guys later.
See ya.